Okay, hi, I'm Jesse Kovner. Today I'm going to do an informal, as you can see, pretty informal playtest of the game. I'm going to film it. I just arrived in San Diego. Tomorrow I'm going to go to Gamma Convention in Las Vegas. And so today I have with me relatives and friends who are I'm going to explain the game to, and we're going to test it out here and film it. So this is Dylan, this is Micah, and the camerawoman,
hello,
is Rachel. Okay, so this is Legends of Ulin, and Legends of Ulin is an wuxia adventure and fighting game which I designed and am hoping to publish in the very near future. So let's get into the rules. These here are called destiny cards. And these are basically the victory conditions of the game. On these cards are what are called virtue medals. So they're different virtues like honor, ferocity, righteousness, benevolence, virtues altogether. And basically the player needs to complete quests throughout the game to collect these virtues. And then once they've collected these virtues, they can go do the final task, which is on their card. And that task usually involves killing and fighting another player. So at the beginning of the game, we set up. We have our quests here. These are the apprentice quests, which are the easy quests, and here are the xiake quests, which are the intermediate quests, and then we have legend quests over here. We have our character sheets. My character sheet got misplaced. I'll put that over here. This is my character sheet. We have character sheets. We have over here the kung fu cards. We have the stance sets. We'll talk about more of these once we get into combat. We have the special or internal kung fu and secret art cards right there, and then we have weapons over here. And these are all cards that are used to help develop our character. We have also on the board here tokens. Right now these are single-sided, but these will be double-sided character tokens, and these represent our characters on the board. We also have on our character sheet reputation tokens. We start off with 2 chi tokens, which is really what is used to power all of our abilities. And we also have here a health token. And these go on the board like that. So the first thing that we do in this game is we shuffle this up here. Put it on there. Each of us take this. Actually, I'm sorry. First of all, everyone takes a character sheet, but none of the characters are different from each other. It's just what you like to play, what looks cool. Now, all of us, let's take one of these. Don't show it to anyone. I'm sorry. So here is a close-up of some of the quest cards. I'm sorry, not quest cards. These are the destiny cards. Here is a close-up of the character sheet. This is, I think, is the character that I like to play. I think he looks coolest. Here's coolest is a word if I say it's a word. And here's the weapons, where the weapons will go. The upgrade cards that you could buy in the Kung Fu goes here. The internal Kung Fu cards go here. During combat, your stance set cards here. Here is where you keep track of your health, and here we keep track of risk points. But when we get into combat, I'll show that later. So my brother, my sister, Rachel, hello, had just asked why there's so many dice, and I mentioned there are 18 dice in the game. And that is because at the same time, up to 3 different people can go into combat with each other, and each combat can take each player. There are 9 white and there are 9 red. Though right now they are black, but in the end game they'll be red. I just think that red will do better for combat dice than white. Okay, so right now each of us take 1 die and we roll initiative. I rolled a 1.
2.
6.
So Rachel, you will go first. Normally in the game, we would give you the initiative token at this point. The initiative token is... Okay.
Initiate.
So normally we give you an initiative token, but today we're cooler than that. So I'm going to give you this feng shui coin. The feng shui coin is going to be the initiative token. That means that you go first. Now let's also make sure that each of us have everything on our character sheets that we need. Each of us needs 2 chi, and you can grab these from the box there. 2 chi, and chi is your inner power.
Cool.
So please grab 2 chi. 1 rep. And if it says mook on it, it's the same thing. 1 rep mook. And the final game will be 2-sided with rep on one side, reputation, and mook on the other side. And that's sort of both the thing that you kill, one of the things that you kill, as well as your currency.
Where do you keep them on the board?
You put them on top of your character, on your character portrait.
My character's name is Shira.
Your character's name is Shira. I think that's a lovely name. All of you have your victory cards, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And all of you need I don't have it on mine, so I need it, and if you guys could give it to me. All of you need a health token. It should say health. It doesn't really look that well on the camera. You put a health token on your board there where it says healthy. Now, we all have to take and pick 1 kung fu and 1 basic stance. Starting with Rachel, you pick 1 kung fu card, anyone that you want, and the associated basic stance card that goes with it. So here, we have a close-up of some of the kung fu cards. And these are all kung fu styles that are talked about in the Legends of Wulin role-playing game. They all play a little bit differently, and I'll explain that real quick to you guys so that Rachel can make a little bit of an informed decision on this, although it does require reading the instruction manual to make a better informed decision. Let's pick, for example, Ravenous Wings here. Ravenous Wings has a strike of 2. You can see that with the 2 next to the sword. It has a defense of 1, which is the icon right underneath the sword. A lightfoot of 1. It has a toughness of 4. A damage bonus of 2, and a speed bonus of 0. So we'll explain how all that relates in the game in just a bit.
It dispenses with trickery or fancy moves and composites with sweat and resilience.
Ooh, fancy moves! Fancy moves for a fancy boy! Give him the card!
I'm not doing
Give him the card!
I'm not doing fancy boy.
It's not fancy boy.
It's not fancy boy.
It's more like a peasant boy.
Why would I want to be a peasant?
That's you,
boy?
dog.
It's more like a Buddhist, a wholesome style, a wholesome Buddhist monk.
That's straight up Gandhi, dog.
No, it's not Gandhi. Gandhi wouldn't fight, but anyway.
If he did.
1 second, I'm
He's
sorry.
straight
Look at red silk, Rachel.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agreed with that.
I'm not saying that because you're a girl. I'm just suggesting.
This style's attacks slither over your opposition, naturally finding the strengths and weaknesses.
You did, huh?
6 feet 4. I
Okay.
take Ontario.
I'm going to be divine pattern, which is rather than trying to respond to actions of the opposition, this kung fu anticipates the most likely positions of the enemy and fills those spaces with deadly sweeping movements. So we've placed all of our on the board tokens at a player's start location. Here, so you can see it like that. Again, the final game will have the pieces double-sided. And you'll see here that although this is at this player's start location, and Rachel's character, what was her name again?
Shira.
Shira uses the red silk, which is a hidden style, and 1 space away from it is a part on the board where it says, I don't know if I can get this to focus very well there. It says, Heal 1 may learn any hidden style. So she moves one space over there, she can buy hidden style stance set tokens. Beginning of the game now, we put out our quests. There are 4 people, we do 4 quests. We'll put 2 over here. The first one is Rachel pulling it off because she has the initiative token.
You are honored to command the troops. Player who plays this quest places 1 to 3 mooks at any other player's S zone. 1 reputation per mook killed.
Yeah, so your quest says put 1 to 3 mooks at a player besides yourself at someone else's location.
Okay.
So you could pick 1 to 3 and you put it in someone else's location. You want to think about it though. I mean, when you place it someone else, it's another player's location on the board.
Where on the board?
Next to their token.
Put it right there.
What do they do?
Well, they attack them, but they're easy to kill, so it'll give them experience, which will make them more powerful. So if you hate Micah, which we normally do, we don't want to put it next to him. And since Dylan often loses, you want to put it where he is. Or if you want to really mess him up, you put 3 there right away, and if he decides to attack it, it'll mess him up.
Evenly.
You have to put it at only one other. It says only one other player. It doesn't say at several players.
How do I know if one is
Why are you?
These are helpful questions.
Yes, these are helpful questions. Okay, Micah. What?
How do you know is there one player or one character that's more powerful than the other?
No, we're all the same.
So this is just based on if you're liking the person at that moment in time or not?
Yeah, and since we don't like Micah, and
Sure,
we usually
the
beat
dirty
Dylan,
constable.
we could put 3 next to Micah.
Are you for recording?
Yes.
Not the dirty constable.
3.
Oh!
Okay.
How do I fight these coins?
You'll fight them later, but your quest.
Wait, which one?
This is me.
Oh, sorry. Back over here.
We do have that.
Okay. Now your quest, Micah. What does your quest say? So quest phase is done, and now we're going to go into movement phase, starting from Rachel. Now here's how movement works. You can move 1 space, and only 1 space, but you could do what is called a chi action. And chi action is done like this. You take 1 of your chi, you put it on the side, just on the side of your character, and then you roll 1 die. And when you roll that die, you can move the number that's on that die.
White or black? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
White or black?
Roll wisely. Off the board, go again.
No. We'll play that. Fine.
Off the board, go
Fine.
3.
Now, if you want to, and if you want to move more, you could spend another chi token and re-roll that if you want to.
Do you have to do this?
You can decide
you have
not
to.
to.
Even roll at all.
You can only move 1 if you don't roll. If you roll,
Got it.
got it.
Okay. So I rolled 3.
You must follow the roads, but if you look there, 1, 2, 3, you can hit that.
So you want to fight the
You want to fight
nunnery
those.
mooks.
That's
Okay.
good. That's a good move.
Wait.
Wait. I'm sorry. That's me. Okay, you're from here. Okay, whoops. 1.
That's not a road, man.
That's not a road up. You can. You'd have to go 1, 2.
Can you just
3,
only move
4,
1, or do you have to
5,
move
6.
3?
You'd need to go. You
How
can
do you
move. You
acquire
can
more
move.
of these chi?
Every time you get a virtue medal, every time you complete a quest as a virtue medal, you get another chi.
Wait, what's...
A maximum
Move
of 8.
3 places down the road.
Why don't you move over here and you could buy another stance card.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does
And-
that say?
It
Sweet
says heal
melancholy.
1, but you don't have any damage, and you may spend 1 to buy a stance card. So you have a reputation token, you spend that, and now you pick one of the stance cards from your Kung Fu set.
That right here?
Okay, so now you put you spent the chi, I'm sorry, you spent the reputation, put that back in the box because you spent that, and you put that on your character sheet.
Just a second.
Put that stance set on your character sheet.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now you're a much more powerful
Now
fighter.
you are very powerful. Is
Okay.
it my turn?
Now it's your turn. Dylan.
The reps don't affect him?
When he fights them, they do.
Okay.
Dylan,
Yes.
you can fight, but I'll tell you something. If Micah attacks them and defeats them, although you are stronger because you have 2 chi still left over and he has only 1 chi, but if he fights them and attacks them and kills them both and you don't hit them, he gets them both. But if you both fight them, you may both win 1 reputation.
Wait. Fight what? I thought we were fighting each other.
No, well, you could fight him. There's no real point in fighting Micah right now.
Oh, so we just killed a mook together?
Yeah, you could kill the mook the mook together. There's 1 mook or 2 mooks? 1 mook.
Is the mook
So-
a ghost?
No, he's like a bandit or a cultist.
Oh, so these are all bandits.
Yeah,
Got it.
but depending on the quest, you could think of them as
Do you want to fight these bandits together?
Let's do it.
right on cooperation. Okay,
How does this...
okay, combat time. What's your character's name again, Dylan?
Raiden.
Raiden, who's this guy, and Micah's character,
The dirty...
The dirty constable.
the Dirty Constable, are going to fight this one puny mook right there. So here's how this works. Okay, so combat works like this. First of all, we need to know who's the fastest in the combat, which means who is closest to the person with initiative. Although my sister Rachel has the initiative token, Micah is to the just clockwise of her, so he is the fastest in the combat, and Dylan is the slowest in the combat. Micah puts his sets up his stance cards on his character sheet first, usually face down, and then Dylan does it next. However, since they both have only 1 stance card, it doesn't really matter. Then they roll their combat dice. The basics of combat work like this. Each player starts off with 1 set of free combat dice. Since my combat dice right now are black, even though in the end they'll be red, I'll roll this here. Black will be strike, white will be defense. I could put this over here, or over here, like so, but I'll probably put them both on 1 stance set. Now, I can spend 1 chi to roll another set of combat dice. Oops, before I put those aside, I now have enough combat dice to put onto both of my stances for 2 rounds of combat. But I think I could do better. I'm going to spend my last chi and roll 1 more time. I can replace 1 set of combat dice, 1 strike dice, and 1 defense dice. I can re-roll it as many times as I have chi. So, I will now get rid of the lowest 2 and assign these. Combat takes place in rounds. There are 3 rounds. At the end of the game, each player probably will have 3 stance sets, 1 for each round. At the beginning of the first round, we add the strike dice, plus any bonuses from Kung Fu, which I don't have any upgrades at the moment, plus any bonuses from laughing at another player's Kung Fu, which don't have that at the moment, plus the bonus from the Kung Fu card itself. So here, 3 plus 5 is 8. I have 8 strike. This character has 3. This style has 3 defense and 4 on the first round's defense dice. So it has 7 defense. Mooks don't roll dice. They just have static stats. So, for example, I have 8 strike. That is better than this mook's 4 defense. I hit it. His 5 strike in the first round of combat is less than my combined 7 defense, so it misses me. So this mook takes 1 risk point of damage. 1 risk point. The second round is basically the same thing. Because it's only a level 1 mook, there's only one mook on the board, it's the same stats. He misses me, I hit him. He gets 2 risk points. At the end of the third round, I don't have any other stance sets to attack it in that. So we will roll its damage. It has a toughness of 3, which means it is very low toughness. I have, from my Kung Fu, a damage of 1. That means it needs to roll a 1 or a 2 to avoid damage. For every risk point, and it received 2, I roll a die. And if I'm rolling for the mook, if I roll a 1 or a 2, it doesn't take damage. It avoided taking damage on one of those hits, but on the other hit, it did take 1 point of damage. Since there's only one level 1 mook, we would then take that mook token off the board, and now it becomes reputation. I can spend it like it was currency.
Striking, the white one is defense.
Okay, so 2 plus, what's your strike?
2.
2, so you miss him if that's your only roll. You need to spend your chi and re-roll that if you're going to try to hit him.
Yes.
He will also hit you with that. Okay, roll again. Okay, go, roll. 6 and 1, you hit him, but he also hits you. Good. Okay, so now you move, put 1 risk token for him. Now, Dylan, you're also attacking him. Do you want to spend a die? You could also attack Micah if you want. I mean, there's no real point in it, but I mean, if you want to just hurt him, because sometimes it's good. You hit him with that dice roll because 3. So you put this on your stand set. 3 plus 2 is 5.
So
and he misses you.
So then I move this up 1, right?
Right. Okay. So Micah also puts a risk token on his over there because it hit him once. Okay.
Does he have his health down at all? Or
No, not yet, not yet. It's okay. So now that was that was 1 round of combat. He only has 1 round. Both of you, because both of you only have 1 stance card, has 1 round. So go on to the resolve the combat and resolve the damage. He received 2 risk points. So now you roll 2 dice. Micah could do it because he has the initiative. Roll 2 dice. Your target here, he has a toughness of 3. You have a damage of 2.
Oh.
So you just don't want to roll a 1. You don't want to roll 2 1s. And he is dead because he took 2 points of damage. Now, and Micah will get it, but Micah took 1 risk point, so he has to roll 1 dice. The mook has 0 damage bonus, so you just need to roll under your toughness, which is right there. I believe your toughness is 4. So you need to roll a 4 or under to avoid taking damage. No damage. Okay, good. So Micah then takes the mook token and puts it on your character sheet. You have your first victory of the game. You also, because that was a sneak attack, you also take this and put this on the side. You've completed 1 quest. That quest doesn't give you a virtue medal, so it doesn't really do anything good for you. But as soon as everyone has completed 1 quest, everyone can then start taking the Siaka quests, which are more advanced, yeah. Okay?
Victory!
Victory! It is very late here, and I was just doing an informal video to start showing the first of a playtest video with friends in America. Tomorrow I'm going to Las Vegas to the Gamma show to show this game off to distributors. So right now I'm going to end this and put this together to put online for all of you to see. And when I get back to China in about 6-7 days, I'm going to do another video with a bunch of other players and continue posting more play videos here on the Kickstarter page. Thank you very much, And if you have any questions, write them in the comments and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can get to it. Thanks.